Oh, hi, y'all. Welcome to Nikki's World, where my podcast show will give you viewpoints and insight that others will not give. I'll talk about like what's current, what's on the news, what is out there, and I will always cite sources and I always cite facts and news links so y'all know what I'm actually talking about. I give you my viewpoints and opinions, and if you want to hear what I have to say, what's on my mind and all that, I let y'all into my world and let y'all hear and listen to what I'm thinking and what's going through my mind. So if you love stuff like that, tune into Nikki's World twice a week, where you'll get 2-3 podcast episodes a week on what I talk about and what's on my mind. So thanks for listening, and let's get on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we're going to talk about the aftermath of the election. We're going to talk about what to do after the election, how to prepare yourself, how to defend yourself against the leftists, whether we win or lose. We all have to be prepared, guys, because we don't know how the left's going to behave in this country, but we have to be prepared just in case. And I'm going to give you some articles about what the left's going to be planning on doing if Trump wins. So we're going to talk about that and so much more. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, seriously, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on locals, guys. If you guys want to support and sponsor Nikki's World, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, seriously, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review. Good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is minds.com. If you guys value freedom of speech like I do, guys, and you don't want to be censored, canceled, deplatformed, come join me on minds.com where you guys can speak freely without fear of censorship. Okay? The other I have is burner.com, which is the less lethal pistol. If you guys value your right to self defense and you want to defend yourself in a less lethal way, you guys can buy a burner pistol in a link in the description below. And by the way, guys, I do own a burner pistol, which is the burner LE, guys. So if you guys want to buy the burner LE like I have, links in the description below. And also, guys, I do have an adult diaper referral link from North Shore Medical Supply. If you know anybody that wears adult diapers like I do, you guys can refer them in the link in the description below. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, seriously, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Woo wee, wow. Yeah, that was a mouthful, guys. That was a mouthful, man. Yeah, that pretty much is basically a mouthful in a nutshell, guys. Yeah, and it's Monday, guys, day before the election, and it's only 24 hours away from voting to see whether we get cheap food, whether we get low cost food, low cost diapers, or we get drafted to go into World War III. Okay, so tomorrow, that's the big decision out there, and then I'm ready to podcast to y'all, and I'm in my North Shore Megamax diaper with my four boosters, my onesie, and my adult pacifier with me. So let's get on with the show. So, as y'all know, guys, tomorrow is election day. That's the day when we all vote to decide whether we want cheaper groceries, cheaper gas, cheaper food, cheaper diapers, or we get drafted into World War III and go to endless wars. Tomorrow's the big day, guys. I'm gonna say it again. Tomorrow is the big day, and I implore you guys to go and vote. Take 10 people with you to the polls. And what did Dan Bongino ever tell you guys? Write 10 social media posts, make 10 phone calls, take 10 people to the polls. 10, 10, and 10. You do these 10 things, Donald Trump is assured to win. It's that simple, guys. You do all these 10 things and get out there and vote, Donald Trump is a shoo-in to win the election. He pretty much is, guys. Yeah, he pretty much is. So that's why it's like this, guys. Get out there and vote. Just get out there in line and vote. Okay? Even if Democrats try to intimidate you and saying, oh no, polls are closed. Oh no, they ran out of ballots. No, you stay there and vote. And if you have to, ladies and gentlemen, record all the Democrats that are saying that. Get their names, get their faces, and get their license plates of their car, and get the make and model of the car as well. Get those things, ladies and gentlemen, because that way, if the Democrats are trying to intimidate you, we have all the evidence out there. And at the same time, guys, don't post it on the liberal social media sites. Don't, because you know they're going to censor it. They're going to suppress it. They're going to say, "Oh no, that is misinformation and all that." No, post it on the alternative social media sites like Gab, MeWe, Minds, Getter, Rumble, Truth Social. Post it up on those because you know conservative commentators like Dan Bongino, Charlie Kirk, or Tucker Carlson, they're going to see that and then they're going to be like, "Hey, why is this stuff going on in this state?" Say, what do we are, guys? That's why, guys, get out there and vote like your life depends upon it. Vote like it's the last thing you'll ever do on this planet. Okay, just get out there and vote because you know why. We want to. You have a say in this country. You want to be able to say, "Hey, we don't want to go to war. We don't want to. We don't want men in women's bathrooms. We don't want this. We don't want that. We don't want any of that. We want We want like lower gas prices, lower prices at the grocery store, lower prices to buy stuff, including adult diapers that I wear. Yeah, I want that. I really do. Yeah, that's why I implore you guys to get out there and vote because your vote matters, ladies and gentlemen. Your vote really matters. But the one article I want to talk to you guys about, guys, today, and this comes from the Federalist. This came to me a couple of days ago over the weekend. Didn't have time to put it up on the show, but now I'm going to, and now we're going to talk about this. This from the Federalist. Leftist groups lay the groundwork to call Trump victory illegitimate, smearing his supporters as violent. You know what I say to y'all guys? You know what I say to y'all? And what every conservative commentator says out there? Whenever the left accuses you of doing something, they're doing it themselves. So basically, the left is going to basically gaslight, smear, and accuse you of something that you didn't do, that they're doing it themselves behind closed doors, behind the conference room, and behind the locked door. It's that simple. These leftist groups right now, they're laying the groundwork because they're knowing that they're going to lose the election. There's already finger pointing going on. There's a huge amount of finger pointing going on right now in this country that people aren't realizing that these leftist groups right now are already finger pointing and blaming each other for why they lost to Donald Trump. They're blaming everyone. They're blaming people, saying, "Oh, you were responsible for the election. You." They're doing that right now, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing that, and I'm telling you right now, this is happening right now as we speak. Because if you look at the election and if you look at the polls, Harris is basically shitting in her pants, or in my case, her uh, her diapers. Okay, because she knows she will never win the election. The only people who are more likely to vote for her are probably what? White liberal women who want to abort babies, who who basically want to be taxed to oblivion. Yeah, those are the people that are going to more likely vote for Harris. Harris has what everybody knows is a male problem. Harris has a problem in attracting male voters because males, they can see through the bullshit. White liberal women, on the other hand, they can't see through that bullshit. They can't. They know. They see that bullshit right through. And in fact, most people know that Harris is an illegitimate candidate because she never ran in a primary. That's why a lot of people are sitting there going like this. Why am I going to vote for Harris knowing that she never ran in the primary? Yeah, she never did. So why are people going to vote for her? Why? They know she's illegitimate. They know she never ran during the primary, and nobody ever voted for her. So why are they going to vote for Harris for the general election when she never ran a primary and never garnered the votes in the primary? That makes me question her legitimacy. Trump, on the other hand, yeah, he ran during the primary, got all the votes during the primary. People understand that. Harris, on the other hand, guys, she never ran during the primary. So why are white liberal women going to vote for her while white men, whether liberal or conservative, are going to gravitate towards Trump. Maybe it's because they finally realize Harris is an illegitimate candidate. Yeah, it pretty much is, guys. Pretty much is. As I'm sitting here, as I'm standing here in my diaper onesie and pacifier podcasting to y'all, she doesn't have the legitimacy to be a viable candidate. It's that simple. It really is. And that's why you have a lot of these leftist groups, guys, who are going to try to cause more harm post election. If Trump wins tomorrow, okay? If Trump wins tomorrow on November 5th, ladies and gentlemen, if he does win, you know these leftist groups from this article on the Federalist, they're going to come out smearing Trump supporters as violent. They're going to try to cause mayhem, violence, riots, and more likely an insurrection that they love to accuse Trump supporters of doing, but they are doing it themselves. It's pretty much that simple, guys. This is why, guys, we have to be prepared for these people. We have to be prepared for the kind of violence that's coming from the left. Even though they love to accuse Trump supporters of causing violence, but when they are doing it themselves, they're projecting and gaslighting. And once you see that, ladies and gentlemen, once you see that they're doing these things, you can never, ever fucking see it ever again. You can never, guys. I'm telling you this right now. You can never, ever see it. Okay? You can never. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. I'm going to tell you this. Every time a leftist accuses you of, say, racism, sexism, homophobia, and bigotry, they're doing it themselves. It's pretty much self explanatory. Whenever they're accusing me of things like that, I turn around and say like this, aren't you doing that yourself? And then they run and flee and wail and wallow in their own filth. And then they cry in their mommy's basement in their soiled diaper and wondering why common sense folk like us are right about it. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. That's the hardcore reality. That's the hardcore truth here. Whenever they're accusing you of something, look behind the corner, look behind the door. They're actually doing it themselves. But this is why I tell all my listeners, get out there and vote like your life depends upon it. Get out there and vote. Vote, vote, vote. What am I going to say again, guys? Vote, 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 vote. Get out there and vote. Okay? I don't care who you vote for, whether Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever. Get out there and vote. I don't care. I'll defend your right to vote. What I won't tolerate is you intimidating voters, intimidating people from voting. That I won't stand for. I will stand for is your right to vote. I don't care who you vote for. Vote. Yeah, I don't care. Vote for whoever you want, but get out there and vote. It's that simple. But as far as these leftist groups that I'm talking earlier, be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. Be prepared. From November 5th to inauguration on January 20th, Be prepared for the leftist violence. Be prepared for the riots, the looting, the burning. Be, pre- be prepared for people trying to cause a slowdown, like the BLM rioters or the pro Hamas rioters who like to stall traffic on the highway. Be prepared for that because you know why? These groups who are brought, paid, and funded by the Democrats are going to be the ones that are going to cause all the mayhem, all the violence, okay? And they're going to be the ones that are going to cause all the trouble from November 5th up until inauguration in January. So be prepared. And this is why I tell people if you have to defend yourself from a violent leftist thug, arm yourself. I'm going to say this again. Arm yourself and prepare to defend yourself. Okay? If you have to deal with white liberal Karens who want to get in your face because you voted for Donald Trump and you supported Donald Trump, be prepared to defend yourself. And I'm going to tell you the many ways of defending yourself. First of all, get yourself a pistol permit. If you live in a state that you can go get a pistol permit, get one right now. Okay? Get one immediately. If you live in a state like where I live in Connecticut, where it's very difficult or the paperwork is too much to get a pistol permit, get a less lethal weapon like a burner. Burner is your best defense against leftists. And plus, it gives you options. And plus, you can defend yourself without having to cause bodily harm to the leftists. Okay? You can literally use it to defend yourself with its kinetic pepper and tear gas rounds. You can make the leftists cry and wallow in their own filth. Okay? If you get that, if you get that option. Other thing, learn your state's self defense laws. Learn your state's laws on self defense. Learn it. I'm going to say it again. Learn your state's self defense laws. The reason why you want to learn that is because you want to know what you are legally allowed to do in self defense situations. That way, you can be in compliance of state law, and leftists don't have any wiggle room to accuse you of saying, oh, you were being mean, violent, this and this and this and this. You were shooting at me because I was charging at you. Well, what was I shooting you with? I was shooting you with a burner pepper ball gun. Can't argue against that. So that's why have those. Have those options. Okay? Have those. Other thing, guys. Other thing I'm going to talk about. We all know about Facebook. We all know about YouTube. We all know about Instagram. These three sites are leftist owned. My suggestion, ladies and gentlemen, is get away from these platforms. Get away from them immediately. Get the fuck away from these platforms. Reason being, because these platforms are quick to what? Block, suspend, deplatform, shadow ban you, and basically cut you off from their site if you argue with a leftist or disagree with a leftist point of view. Get away from these platforms if you can. It, if you can, set up an alternative social media platform account on Gab, MeWe, Minds, Getter, Rumble, Truth Social. Set up an account on these alternative platforms that I'm on. Reason being for that is if a lunatic mentally ill leftist decides to whine, complain, have a hissy fit, and then go to Facebook and then or Instagram and try to get you blocked, suspended, deplatformed, shadow banned, and all this shit, you could just laugh at them in their face and go, "I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm gonna be like this." Because you know why? They can block, ban, shadow ban, like censor my post or my comment, but I have a backup on alternative social media platforms. I make sure I have backups. It's like this analogy, ladies and gentlemen. It's like you know how when you buy a car, right? You have to have auto insurance, okay? Just in case if you have accidents and all this stuff. Same thing with social media, okay? I have I have I have an account on the liberal social media sites like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, the big three. I have those. But if they decide one day to shadow ban me, to block me, to suspend me, deplatform me, I can laugh at them in their face and say like this, you can do what you want. I have I can still speak freely on the alternative social media platforms, okay? And your competitor and your rival. So you're not shadow banning me. You're not blocking me. You're just pushing me into the arms of Gab, MeWe, Minds, Getter, Rumble, Truth Social. You're pushing me into their arms, into your competitors. It's pretty much that simple, guys. It pretty much it's pretty much that simple. You have those things in hand, you never have to worry about having to deal with lunatic leftists. But if you happen, ladies and gentlemen, to come upon, let's give a scenario. Let's say you're driving to work on I-84 in Connecticut. Okay, all of a sudden, you're in stalled traffic, and then next thing you know, you see the pro-Hamas Antifa and BLM crowd like blocking the highway, preventing you from going to work because some lunatic leftist group want to cause mayhem and all this and this. But you know what? One way to deal with all this, you whip out your burner LE or your burner Mission 4 or burner TCR. You spray them with pepper ball and tear gas. They flee like rats, and basically you help move traffic along, and they can wallow and cry in their own filth. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, having these tools like alternative social media, having a pistol permit, and carrying less lethal like a burner, you can protect yourself and defend yourself against these lunatic leftists who basically are out to cause harm and mayhem. They're basically want to cause all the violence, all the all the destruction and then turn around, accuse people like conservatives, libertarians, and Republicans and Trump supporters of the violence when they caused it themselves. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. And pretty much, y- given giving you the tools and me giving you the ideas on how to defend yourself and protect yourself from the lunatic leftists, you already know how to deal with these people. You already know how to fight against these people. You already know how to take these people down without causing any bodily harm or injury. Okay? You already know. One thing I do want to tell you guys, I want to add this too. If you get a chance, take some self-defense courses. Take some like defensive pistol courses. Take as much pistol defense, rifle or carbine defense courses as much as you can. Because with the way the left is, and from this article on the Federalist, you need every tool out there to defend yourself against these people. You need every available tool out there because these people are going to cause all the destruction, mayhem, and violence in this country. And with the way law enforcement is in this country right now, because they're afraid to do their job, because the leftist has intimidated them, threatened them, you, neighborhoods and citizenry are the last hope. Yeah, your your neighbors and your town folks are your last stand against the lunatic left. This is why, as I'm here in my diaper, onesie, and passy, and I'm podcasting to y'all, that you guys need to prepare for all the violence that is coming from the left. The writing's on the wall. The tea leaves are out there, ladies and gentlemen. The left is already going about blaming people and accusing their own side of causing the loss of the election. And you got leftist groups from this article on the Federalist saying, "Oh, we're gonna cause violence, mayhem. We're gonna cause a riot. We're gonna cause an insurrection because we don't like Trump. We're gonna call him illegitimate." You know, they were doing that to us too. They were calling us. They were accusing us of that. You know, but then as they say, whenever the left accuses you of something, they're doing it themselves. It pretty much is, guys. They are literally doing it themselves. And it's kind of funny how they're doing that. It is. It's kind of funny, you know? That's why it's like this, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm gonna say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare to defend yourselves as much as you can. You go out there and you vote like a citizen. After voting, prepare to defend yourself. Prepare to protect yourself. Defend yourself against the violent left. Prepare because you never know what the violent left is capable of in this country. And we already see it when Trump was president and we had those riots, protests, like looting, burning the cities down, like say what in Portland, Oregon, in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and all that. We had those going on when Trump was president. Yeah. But be prepared. That's probably going to come back. And if that comes back, ladies and gentlemen, be prepared. If you ever get caught up in a riot situation. Be prepared. You know, like the Boy Scout motto, be prepared? Yes, be prepared in case you ever get caught up in a riot situation, or if you're driving to work one day, all of a sudden you're stopped by a mob protesting, and you're trying to get to work. Be prepared. Be prepared. And oh, one last thing I do want to say, guys: record everything that these lunatic leftists do. Record and post it on all the alternative social media platforms. Record it, because you know why? That'll be an ample evidence of the leftist violence that they spew and they love to accuse us of doing when they are doing it themselves. Record them. Get their face, get their whole body, okay? Get their name, and then get their license plate as well, and get their make of their car. Because you know why? You get that posted on the alternative social media platforms. These lunatic leftists who often love to what? Gaslight, try to get you canceled, try to get you blocked, suspended, deplatformed. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to fucking turn the tables on them. It's time to make them get a taste of their own fucking medicine. It is, guys. Because you know why? You know, as they say, make the left live by their own rules. They love them, and that comes from Saul Alinsky. You know how the left loves Saul Alinsky by 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 him teaching the left to make the other side live by their own rules. Well, it's time to take that, turn the tables around, and let them feel it. Let them live by their rules that they want to impose on us. Turn it around and make them do it as well. You know what they'll wind up doing? They'll wind up crying, howling, having a hissy fit, having a temper tantrum, having a fucking meltdown for all of us to record and then post it on alternative social media, going, hey, look, here's a lunatic leftist like having a freaking meltdown after we took their rules and turned it against them. That'll be interesting to watch, guys. That'll be an interesting to watch and see in my diaper onesie and passy. It'll be very interesting to see, guys. It will, guys. It will be, and I wouldn't mind if I saw that. I would sit there. I would come in with my beer and popcorn and then just watch it. Pretty much, guys. I would pretty much come down there and watch it for prosperity and then have a good laugh at it. Pretty much. I would, guys. I pretty much would. But as they say, guys, we need to prepare for these things in the event that Donald Trump wins. Okay? In the event Harris wins, guys, I'm gonna say this clear. Make it an obstacle harder and make it impossible for her to govern. If we have to, invoke states' rights, invoke the 10th Amendment, invoke those things, make it harder for the left to govern, make it harder for the left to impose their socialism, their communism, make it impossible. Make it impossible and say, hey, Constitution says states' rights. Anything that is not reserved for the federal government goes to the states, therefore the people. Make it impossible. Make it so difficult. Okay? Make it so difficult for her to govern. if she ever wins. But if Trump wins, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be swimming in prosperity. We're gonna be swimming in money like you would never believe. And we're gonna be swimming in basically economic prosperity. Drill baby, drill baby, drill baby, and basically we're gonna have so much money that we're gonna be able to spend it on everything that we want instead of being taxed to oblivion and then trying to decide whether to pay for diapers, pay for food, or pay for gas to at least go to work. Either way, guys, either way. But the one thing I want to talk about, if y'all hadn't heard this week, was that there is this like ce- celebrity animal by the name of Peanut. Peanut was that squirrel who was basically taken care of by a human who who basically fell out of the tree. Mom disappeared. No, mom didn't come back. So this human was grateful enough to raise the squirrel, take care of it. The squirrel became an internet celebrity. Yeah. Next thing you know, 10 agents from the New York Department of Environmental Conservation raided his house like a fucking like a like some fucking drug dealer, took the squirrel and raccoon and euthanized it, wasting basically taxpayers' resources, time, and money on a fucking squirrel and raccoon who did nothing wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a prelude of what things to come if Harris ever wins the White House. What happened to Peanut and that raccoon in New York is a prelude of what would happen if Harris wins the White House. Okay, it, it's a sneak preview, and it's a stark warning to y'all that if a state government can raid your house in the middle of the night for no apparent reason and take you out back and shoot you, folks, this is where I'm going to say it this. We're going to be living in fucking tyranny if Harris wins. This is why what happened to Peanut and that raccoon in New York is a stark warning why Trump needs to win. And this is a stark warning also why state government needs to be shrunk. That simple. And the people and the person who snitched, from last what I heard, she deleted all her social media account. Her business has gone like this, cratered, because thank God the internet detectives who found out who actually snitched to 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 the state. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, we need to vote and vote to get Trump back in. We get Trump back in, we're gonna win, regardless, guys. We're gonna win either way. The sooner the better, ladies and gentlemen. The sooner. Because what happened to that squirrel in New York who was being taken care of by its owner? Didn't do no harm, didn't do nothing wrong, but the state wanted to waste taxpayers' time, money, and resources just to go euthanize a squirrel and a fucking raccoon? It's a prelude, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sneak preview of what could happen if Harris gets into the White House. It's a sneak preview, folks. I'm telling you right now. What you saw in New York last week with that squirrel is a coming attraction, coming preview of what could happen if Harris winds up becoming president. You'll have leftist, liberal, Democrat governors like Katie Hochul, the fucking retarded asshole in New York, being able to send goon squads to all her political opponents and probably imprison them on fake made up charges that wouldn't hold water, that wouldn't hold shit. Yeah, this is why, guys. This is why I tell people, and I tell people this: vote like your life depends upon it. And what happened to that squirrel in New York? That squirrel didn't do nothing wrong. I followed that squirrel on Instagram. I didn't see anything wrong with it. But that's a coming attraction and preview of what could happen if Harris wins the White House, folks. If Harris and Waltz walk their way into the White House, that's a coming attraction in this country. And like I said, folks, we need to prepare ourselves. We need to fight like like no tomorrow. Fight like we have a country to save. Because basically, if we lose tomorrow, there's no going back, ladies and gentlemen. There is no going back. There is basically no alternative left, guys. There's none. We have no place else to flee to. Yeah, we don't have any other place to flee. So we're going to have to basically put our big underwear, or in case of me, put on my thicker diaper on and get out there and fight, 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 fight. It's that simple. Because the fact that if New York State can do that to a pet owner who was taking care of a squirrel, didn't do nothing wrong, but decided to raid his house like if he was some kind of major drug dealer or drug mule, and waste taxpayers' time on a squirrel when they could have gone after illegal immigrants, illegal criminals who are running rampant in their state. That's when you know, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fucked up society. That's when you know, folks, we live in a society that is fucked up. That is basically fucked up beyond all recognition. That's when you know, ladies and gentlemen, that our society is fucked up. And it's fucked up royally. That's when you know that, guys. When you know that we live in a fucked up world, oh yeah, yeah. That's when you know, guys, that we live in a fucked up society when a state can waste valuable resources, taxpayers, salary, expenses, and all that, and go after a squirrel, but they don't want to go after an illegal immigrant who's probably rape, rob, murdering U.S. citizens and don't even want to do anything about the mental health crisis they have in their state. I don't know, man. I don't know. What happened to Peanut is a warning of what could happen if Harris wins the White House tomorrow. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, what happened to Peanut is a shot across the bow and a warning shot that you have to get out there and vote. You have to get out there and vote like your fucking life depends upon it. Okay? You have to get out there and vote. Vote, 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 vote. What am I going to say again, guys? Vote, 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 vote. Because you have to. We have no place else to run and flee. I don't want to be drafted into World War III. I don't. I don't care about mean tweets. I want low cost of gas, low cost grocery stores, low cost to pay for adult diapers that I wear. I want all that. Yeah, I really do, guys. I really do. Okay? I really do. But anyway, I want to talk about these articles from American Thinker. Okay? These two articles, guys, these two articles are very interesting for me. They talk about like this. They talk about what would happen if Donald Trump wins and what they think should happen if Donald Trump wins. And I look at it like this. I do like their proposals. Like for example, sealing the border. Yes, we do need to seal the border. We do. I've often said like this. I would love to have the same border wall that Poland has and bring it to the United States of America. I'd love to. The border guards that Poland have, I would love to have them here in America. Because if you look in Poland, for example, they if you sneak into their country illegally, the border guards don't care where you are in their country. They find you. They will grab you, throw you in the car, drive you to the border, and throw you right across. It's that simple. I like that. And this first article what I'm talking about is 10 things President Trump can do to return to the government to the people. Okay? And I like this article's other proposal, which is already in the Constitution, by the way, but should be enforced tooth and nail. Resurrect the 10th Amendment. For those who don't remember, the amendment reads the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Simply put, guys, anything not written in the Constitution, okay, that is reserved for the federal government, automatically kicked back to the states. Saying, for example, let's give an example. Abortion rights. Okay? We all know the left wants to enshrine the right to kill a baby up until birth at the federal level. But SCOTUS, okay, with Chief Justice Roberts at the helm, said, this is not a federal issue. If I'm reading the Constitution correctly, this is a state issue. And according to the 10th Amendment, and citing the 10th Amendment, this does not belong in the federal issue. So this is going to get kicked back to the states as per constitutional law. And basically put any law, any law that the left wants to impose at the federal level, if it's not written in the Constitution, kick it to the states. Let the states decide. Although the left hates states' rights, and we all know why, ladies and gentlemen, they hate states' rights because then they have to deal with 50 states and U.S. territories. They have to deal with each one of them. And many of them are red and many of them are blue. So they don't they want they want everything enshrined at the federal level because then the states are have no choice but to oblige to it, which they which the states don't like, especially red states like Florida, Texas. Okay, they don't want the federal government encroaching on them, so they're gonna sit there and say, no, we don't want that. We do not want that. So we want that, like, basically we want to say we'll do it on our terms. So that's why if Trump wins, he should he should impose and invoke the 10th Amendment automatically, which means any regulation, any law that the Biden Harris administration imposed at the federal level should be reviewed immediately, and basically say, if it's not in the Constitution, sorry, we're kicking it to the states. Let the states decide. If the states want that regulation and law, let them have it at their level. Federal government needs to go like this. Nope, nope. That's your problem, not mine's. It's that simple. And I like the number four, guys. Ban DEI, which is the West buzzword for diversity, equality, and inclusion. Ban that. I would ban that immediately, because anything that doesn't comply with the Civil Rights Act laws in this country, that basically, like this, you know how the left, they all want to go everything on, like, oh, your sex, gender identity, sexual orientation, and like that, who basically want to be able to discriminate anybody who is white. Okay, so basically we get banned DEI, cut off any programs, or end on day one, and all DEI programs, and say, nope, done, over with. We're banning it. It's that simple. And I like that. And one thing I do like, but I want this as a twist: abolish the IRS, get rid of the federal income tax, and replace it with tariffs. We did it before when President William McKinley ran this country. We can do it again, because prior to 1913, ladies and gentlemen, people lived wealthy. People lived handsome. People lived wealthy. People were able to afford groceries. People were able to afford a, a modest sized home. People were able to afford to buy a car, pay for food, gas, diapers, like for me. Yeah, people were able to afford these things. People were able to bring more money home. But as soon as, like, World War One and World War Two came about, we had this thing called what? The income tax. Yeah, and that's why people didn't make as much. But I like the idea of that. Okay, I like the idea. The others, yeah, I'm all for it. But essentially, this article, guys, the 10 things President Trump can do to return government to the people, y'all need to read this. And the link's going to be in the description below. Okay? The link's going to be in the description below. But the last article I want to talk about from the American Thinker is about their prediction about who's going to win the election. My take on this is simple. Polls are very subjective. Polls are basically like snapshots. Okay? Polls are basically snapshots in time. They don't account for everything out there. They don't account for like the people, what they're thinking at the moment, where they are, who they are, what their situation is. They just take snapshots of random groups of people, like, say, group of Democrats, group of Republicans. They don't. But at the same time, guys, I don't believe in polls. Polls are biased. Polls are skewed. Okay, people can fake poll numbers all they want, and people can like make up poll numbers to make people believe that Harris is winning. Okay, but when in reality, if any of y'all ever take a statistics class, and I implore you guys do, is to learn that people can fudge poll numbers. Okay, people can fudge it. You know how when people cite poll numbers, say it's a +5, +10, double it. It's a +20 because you know why? People can lie about the poll numbers. People can lie about, oh, Harris is winning. Harris is this. But in reality, she's losing so much. She's losing by wide margins. That's why I don't trust poll numbers. Neither should y'all, guys. Neither should y'all. Y'all should never trust a poll. And if you trust a poll, you should not be allowed to vote ever again. You should have your head examined by a psychiatrist. It's pretty much that simple, guys. It's pretty much that simple. If you trust all the liberal media sites and their poll numbers, then you should not be allowed to vote until you get your head examined by a competent psychiatrist, psychologist, or social worker. Because if you trust polls, I can't trust you to own a gun for that matter, guys. I can't trust you to handle a gun for that matter. I literally can't, guys. I literally can't. I just can't, guys. Okay? I just can't. So, as I say, guys, never trust poll numbers. Never trust poll numbers in this country. Poll numbers can be skewered. Poll numbers can be slanted. Poll numbers can be biased. That's why that's why I say this to people. I don't trust the I don't trust whatever the media says about Trump or Harris. I don't. If you want to get the real scoop, just go to their site directly. Just go to the campaign's press release directly or go to their Truth Social account. Yeah, I never trust whatever the liberal media says because they can lie with their fucking pants on fire, or they can lie so badly that you can see their diapers sagging right to their ankles. You literally can, guys. Yeah, that's why I don't trust them. Neither should you. And if any of my listeners trust whatever the media tells you, whatever the liberal media tells you, I don't want you on my show. I don't want you listening to my show. I want you banished, gone. It's pretty much simple, guys. That's why if you trust the liberal media, I don't want to even know you. Okay? I don't. I literally don't, guys. I literally don't. But anyway, guys, wow. That was a good long show, man. And consequently, I did poop while I was podcasting this show to y'all. So it looks like I'm definitely gonna have to do a diaper change before I post the show up for y'all. So you know how that is, guys. You know how that is. I could be podcasting a show to y'all. Next thing you know, while doing this show, all of a sudden taking a poop in my diaper, and then bang, I got to do a diaper change again. Yeah, that's life for me, guys. That's life for me. But that is the life of a diapered podcaster. So that's how it is for me. I could podcast to y'all while doing the show. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh, there you go, took a dump, and then now I have to do a diaper change, and then after that diaper change, then get back on the show and get back on to everything. Okay, so I hope you understand that, and I hope you sympathize with me on that one. But in any case, guys, I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I will see you all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.